What's up, guys? We're here today at the Tallahassee regional with Adam Brown. Adam Brown, what did you do today?
I got 6th place. I was X11. I was playing Invoked Cyber Dragon. The reason why I played this, frankly, I've gone to other tournaments before and I've taken what I thought was the best deck for the meta, and I wasn't comfortable with it. I took Invoked Cyber Dragon today because it's the deck I feel the most comfortable with, and it really impressed me today. We took 6th place. I was told we could have taken 1st place, but I misplayed. I guess that one's on me. I'll admit I'm not the best player.
Yeah, you're undefeated only to the last round, right?
Yep.
That's really impressive.
My one draw was round 1 against a guy who was slow playing. I couldn't do a whole lot about it.
Yeah, we're definitely have to pick that up as soon as June 1st hits around.
Yes.
What were your matchups today?
Round 1 was Mermail. Round 2 was the bad Spiral deck, the Phantasm Spiral.
Oh wow.
That was a Swift 2-0. I ended up facing 2 Shadal Dino.
Okay.
At least one, anyways. One might have been a pure Dino. I didn't get to see much Shadal, actually.
All right.
I also faced 1 Spiral and 1 Goki. Goki is the one I lost to.
Gotcha.
And I don't remember off the top of my head my other rounds if I'm forgetting one.
Alright. I'm pretty sure you remember one. It was 6. I heard 6 decks.
I faced 1 deck twice though.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the Dino.
Yeah.
Alright. Let's get into the deck profile.
Okay. Starting with the Cyber Dragon stuff.
Yep.
Obviously, your 3 Cyber Dragons.
Can you turn around?
Yeah, play everything.
3 Cyber Dragons. Obviously, it's Cyber Dragon. It's the main Cyber Dragon monster. I don't feel I need to explain that much. 3 core. This card basically, when it's summoned, you add a Cyber Spell or Trap from your deck to your hand. And then when it's in the graveyard, if you control no monsters and your opponent does, you can banish it to summon a Cyber Dragon monster out of your deck. It's very good at getting to combos, and it's also one of the best cards in the deck when it's in the graveyard at baiting things like Ash, Strike, things like that.
Okay.
And then 2 Cyber Dragon Dre. This is fairly simple. I don't really use it to banish effect, which lets me protect other Cyber Dragons. Basically, you normal summon it, and you make all Cyber Dragons you control level 5. It's basically just your weight into infinity through the main deck.
Okay.
And then I also played 1 Cyber Eltanin. There's a combo with core. Basically, you go with core into your repair plant, which I'll get into in a second, and you contact into your Mega Fleet, and then you basically drop this after you search it off the repair plant. And when this is special summoned, you send all other face-up monsters on the field to the graveyard. So it's basically a 1-card board wipe. Then I played 3 Alistair. It is Invoked Cyber. So 3 Alistair. And then hand traps, we played 3 Ash, 3 Ogre, 3 Droll. And those are the monsters.
Why'd you play Invoked for your heart the summit? Yeah.
Honestly, one of the biggest issues Cyber Dragon has is consistency.
Okay.
And one of the most consistent and stable engines out there is Invoked. That, and add on the fact all the Cyber Dragons are light. So it's easy fodder, especially considering Cyber Dragons don't use the graveyard a lot. So it naturally fits with Invoked.
Okay.
And then for spells, played 2 Repair Plant. If you have a Cyber Dragon monster in the graveyard, you can activate this, and it'll do one of 2 things for you. It'll either shuffle a Cyber Dragon from your graveyard back into your deck, or it will add one from your deck to your hand. If you have 3 Cyber Dragons in your grave, you can do both.
That's pretty good.
Played 2 Terraforming. Terraforming was for the 3 Meltdown.
Okay.
Obviously, Meltdown, get your Alistair. 2 Invocation. I've considered 3 in the past. I've just found it unnecessary.
Yeah, 2's kind of standard.
Cosmic Cyclone, fairly standard. Foolish Burial. This has come in and out of this deck, but it's still a fairly decent staple for the Cyber Dragon engine part of this. Basically, you send core, banish core, and it's just good.
Okay.
Instant Fusion. This mostly for Panzer Dragon. This plus Cyber Dragon is Infinity. Monster Reborn. Obviously, you're playing a lot of big negators and other things in the extra deck. This is more of a recovery tool for me. Or if I'm facing before the ban list, like if I played against Draco, oftentimes I would steal Masterpieces out of the grave with this. It was pretty fun. Regeki, Desires, and 2 Scapegoat.
Okay.
Also, for side decking purposes, because this deck does like to go second, a lot of times I do side the Scapegoats out.
Oh, wow. And those are the ultra rare Scapegoats too, I see.
Yes, they're the hobby leagues. And they aren't marked, I promise. And then 2 evenly matched.
For the going second purposes.
If I could pick up a third, it's not a high priority for me. I find 2 works fine. I see it most of the time that I want to. But I'd probably play 3 if I picked up a third. As far as extra deck goes, Link Karibo, Proxy Dragon, Mrs. Radiant. After playing today, I'm probably going to cut the Radiant for an Underclock. I just found Underclock would have come up a lot more in some of my duels. It's not that I don't like the Mrs. Radiant, I just feel like Underclock is better for this deck.
Okay.
Borreload. I was playing Saryuja before the event. I cut it. I didn't miss it at all today.
Okay, that's fair enough.
3 Mechaba. This is your Invoked Negator. Purgatrio. This is basically your big board outer.
Yeah, the guy who wins all games.
Yeah.
And the guy who basically says if you activate Scapegoat, you're gonna die.
Yes, for sure.
Ragin. This is the card I put in over the Saryuja. I did play it today. It won me that game. I didn't play it a lot, but I have found he does come in handy still, especially with Droll coming a lot back stronger into the format.
Yeah.
Ragin definitely saw its plays.
How many times you instant fusion for Ragin?
Almost every single time if I'm instant fusioning, I'm going into Panzer Dragon.
Okay.
So speaking of Panzer Dragon, 2 Mega Fleet. Mega Fleet basically takes one Cyber Dragon monster and 1 monster in the extra monster zone. You can use 2 if you want. Most of the time it's just going to be 1.
Okay.
Basically, it's easy removal from the extra deck. Against one of the Dino matchups, for example, I had a VFD dropped on me, and I basically summoned Cyber Dragon and contact fused with it, and the VFD dropped this and continued as normal.
Oh, Jesus.
Rampage Dragon. The one thing that people don't realize about the Invoked, you do not have to summon invoked monsters with Invocation. If you have Cyber Dragons in your hand, you can activate Invocation to summon this.
You know, I actually forgot about that a lot.
I had a couple opportunities to summon it today, but it wasn't quite the right opportunity. This is more of I play 1 because it's that 1 card, kill you now sort of card. It's the explosive card, if you will. Basically, when it's summoned, you can destroy back row up to the number of materials you used, and then you can send up to 2 Cyber Dragon monsters from deck to grave, and it gains that many attacks. And then one of the reasons that this becomes extremely deadly in this deck is because Alistair has to target one fusion. It doesn't have to target an invoked. So you could actually activate Alistair's effect on him, making him 3100 attack, and his own effects giving him 3 attacks is actually just really strong.
It's a mini purge too.
Yeah.
And then Infinity package. Obviously, you're playing Cyber Dragons. Infinity's pretty much a must. One thing that won me a couple games was waiting to summon the Infinity and actually using the Nova the way it was intended. And then after battle, then dropping the Infinity.
Okay. You didn't play no Cyber End Dragon just in case that Nova got blown up?
If Nova gets blown up, that's a light machine.
Okay.
Oh,
So if this gets blown up, I'm bringing out Mechaba.
fair enough.
And I actually did that on someone today, and they were like, oh wait, yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah. I wouldn't have known.
As far as side deck goes, 2 Valor. This did come up. Yep. This did come up a couple times today. I liked it. I think I probably would have played Impermanence over it if I had the Impermanence, but it did its job. I'm happy with it.
Okay.
1 Jizukiru. This is the searchable kaiju for the deck. I didn't really use it. Radiant and Humongous. I did use the kaijus overall today. I liked them. I wouldn't say they won me a game, but they got me out of a situation or two.
Why no Gamma Seal?
Because of levels. There's still some decks running around there. Gamma still being level 8. Also because it's an aqua water, so if I run it into Paleo, they'd be able to use that. Humongous, I think, is just overall better. Literally the only deck out there that could even use this would be, I don't know, Dark Magician or something.
And Pendulum.
Yeah, I guess that's
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
If they're around.
3 Tenko. This didn't see much play. There wasn't a lot of back row that I faced today. I was playing this in case I ran into Paleo or Altergeist. My thought on this was if I summon this against Altergeist, they just scoop, basically, because they have no monster in their main deck that's stronger than Denko.
Okay.
Their strongest monster is 1600, and they can't impermanence if they go first and put a card on the field. So they really don't have an out besides like Darkhole Regeki.
Okay.
3 Barrier. I literally only played this once, and it's because I sided it in against, of all things, round 2 against the Phantasm Spiral simply because I needed trap cards to discard. Otherwise, I didn't need it. It sat in my side deck pretty much. In case of Draco, 2 Master Restrict, didn't see Draco. And Eater of Millions, literally never played it. This probably can be something else, I don't know. It's there.
Alright. What will your changes be if you were to make some?
First thing, definitely take out the Mrs. Radiant, put in the Underclock. That came up a couple times, and it actually clogged me up a little bit, especially with the Scapegoat. Extra deck I thought was pretty good. Main deck I was pretty happy with. I've gone back and forth between maining and siding the evenly. I put them back in for this. I was happy with it. Hand traps, I maxed out on those today. I had been running like 2-2-2, things like that. And overall, you get into hand trap fights, you're going to want those hand traps. I'm just going to put it that way. Most of what I would change probably would be in the side deck, like cutting the Eater for something else. Maybe if I could get the impermanences, putting in permanence over Valor. Don't get me wrong, Valor is still quality card.
Yes, the permanence is pretty good overall.
Yeah.
Your turn, their turn, pretty good. Alright.
Overall, I was pretty happy with what it did today, though. I don't have any really major complaints.
You did pretty good today.
Yeah.
You got any shoutouts?
Shout outs to Louisiana. Out here in Florida, drove out here 5.5 hours.
Oh, Jesus.
You know, I guess the 2 stores out there, Gamers Guild and Go For Games. You know, shout out to, I guess, all my friends back in AZ. You know, I haven't forgotten you guys. Yeah.
All right. Congrats again, Adam. Thanks for your unique deck profile.
Thank you.
No problem.